Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Thursday, August 25th. College football season coming up, and we are welcoming back a returning guest from last year, Jeff from BMOCWins.com. Our regular viewers remember him. Jeff gave us a lot of good advice last year, and more importantly, an overall winning record. Really came on strong last year, and especially in the bowl season. Jeff from BMOCWins.com. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. Good to be back.
All right, let's get right into it. People want to hear what you have to say about these games and your picks. These are three games that we're going to preview that you picked, you selected. The first one we're going to take a look at, Army-Temple, right? An interesting matchup here. Temple is minus 17. The total is 45.5. Penny has 46. And at first glance, this looks a little bit tough, right? Because Army, of course, has been bad in recent years. Last year they did cover 4 out of the first 5 games, but then injuries started to set in, and Temple, of course, last year had some nice wins. They beat Penn State. I'm thinking, though, that when I look at this game, it started to become clear to me that Army at plus 17 might be a good play. Army is improving, right? They're scrappy, and last year, of course, Temple got the famous win over Penn State. But Army in week 5 went into Penn State, where there's a lot fewer surprises, and they lost by only 6 as a 25-point dog. Probably going to be low scoring, competitive, despite the fact that Temple has a strong defense and is going to have a lot of time to prepare for Army. I'm loving Army here, plus 17. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm actually going to go the other way, Peter.
Really? All right, tell us why. Tell us why.
Look, you have a whole year to prepare.
Yes.
Usually with the triple option, you only have like a week or so. But look, with Philadelphia and Temple and Matt Rule, I live in the area. I listen to this guy on a regular basis. I just heard him this morning, actually, on the radio. It's unfinished business this year for Temple.
Yes.
This team, obviously had higher hopes this year, had a great year. And I know they did lose some people offensively, but they still bring back their quarterback, still bring back their running back, still bring back their whole offensive line. Their receivers are better. You could say, how do you lose 5 receivers and be better? But I think they're better than they were last year. They have some young guys that really came on strong. Defensively, I think they're going to be just as strong as they were last year.
Yeah.
A lot of returning names. With Army, though, look, I know you're going to point and say, well, they only had 7 losses by 7 or fewer points last year. You're right, but again, they run a triple option, which you obviously need a good offensive line. They lost 4 starters on the offensive line last year. Their quarterback, Ahmad Bradshaw, left the team. You got to wonder what's up there. And for me, they struggle, as a road dog of 14.5 to 17 points, 4-10 in the last 14. You look at what Temple did last year, Pete, defensively, 12 points a game at home. I think they come out of the gate strong here. I like this team offensively a little bit more than I do last year, of another year, and they bring Jahad Thomas back. We know what he did last year. For me, you look at the historical proportions here, Temple's owned Army against the spread over the years. For me, I think it's just going to be tough in the first game to go to Philadelphia, a tough momentum swing here. If Temple has the momentum, I think they come out here out of the gate and pound Army, actually. I think they win like 38-14, something like that. I think they hammer them here. I don't think Army will be good year long, but I think initially they're going to struggle.
Yeah, I'm definitely not excited to bet against Temple for all the reasons that you just said. They had a strong D last year, and they're going to be as strong or stronger this year. And just as far as a team's psychological makeup is concerned, yeah, exactly as you said, unfinished business. It's definitely looking like an up year for Temple. And they have all the time to prepare for the triple option. I'm just wondering, Army also had a lot of injuries last year, which hampered them. They covered 4 out of their first 5 games. Again, they went into to Penn State as a huge underdog there and just barely lost. And I'm just wondering if, in light of all that, 17 is just a little bit too many points to be given.
Peter, I'm not sure they're that much different, though. They still are working in a new quarterback. They're still working in new offensive linemen. I hear all this talk about this great wide receiver they had. This guy had 16 catches last year. They don't really throw the ball anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think they're going to struggle out of the gate with the cohesion on the offensive line. I just think this is a tough matchup. This momentum for Temple has clearly carried over. I've seen this team in practice. I've seen the way their coach is. This is a good coach, by the way. Matt Rule's a great coach. I think they're going to come out. I think this line's a little low. I think it almost people are a little bit too high on Army right away. I like them long term, but early on, I think they're going to struggle in this one.
Yeah, for sure. Temple's a great program right now, and in certain spots, I love to bet on them. All right,
Peter,
Jeff from
one other thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. I mentioned the 7 losses by 7 or fewer points. None of them were against a team like Temple.
Sure.
You look at their schedule last year.
Well, one of them was against Penn State, though.
Right. All due respect to Penn State, though, they weren't very good last year.
Okay.
But I hear you. I'm going to roll with the Owls here.
All right, Jeff from BMOCWins.com. Great to be back with you. Temple -17 is Jeff's first pick with us this year. Jeff, you don't mind if I keep track of your record in our videos, do you?
No, I actually urge you to.
Awesome,
Peter.
awesome. You had a winning record last year with us, especially in bowl season once again. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.